Hi, I'm Mary, a librarian turned book reviewer with a focus on stories written for kids, tweens, and teens. Today, I get to share with you this book called The Little Red Roar-Rat. This is the story of a hunter who ventures into the woods at night, so it's a little bit scary, and he comes across a house that is filled with bats. When the bats come at him, he becomes a little bit more frightened, and when the Roar-Rat emerges, he learns more about bats and their importance in the world and why he should leave them alone. This story is written for an elementary school-aged audience. It is mostly written in rhyming phrases, and the way that it's put together is kind of like a fairy tale. So it's got the writing here on one side and the illustration on the other, and they match really lovely together. So the illustrations have kind of a cartoonish quality, and the expressions on the characters' faces are very real. So you've got some frightening here, especially on this page where he's got a very obvious expression. So there are some unusual characters in the story, as you can imagine, even just from the title. So you have the Roar-Rat, who's this little creature who lives inside the nose of a bat, and he can get bigger when the bat sneezes. And he's the one who tells the hunter all about the good things that bats do for the world. So as you go through this story, you learn some things about bats, especially towards the end, as you learn that they're pollinators, that they help mitigate the bug population, and that they keep everything kind of flowing really nicely in the world. So even if they seem a little bit scary at first, they're actually not so bad, and they're really important to the global ecosystem. So there's a little bit of an homage here to Dr. Seuss. So there's some made-up words that are comprehensible by context. So just like Dr. Seuss, you see some words that you might not recognize otherwise, but you understand what they mean in the context of the story. It does take a read or two to really figure out exactly what's happening here, especially at the beginning, just kind of figuring out where exactly this hunter is, what's happening to him, and how everything is related. But as you get more and more into this story, you really start to really love the presentation, the illustrations, and the delightful rhyme that goes along with it. So this is a really lovely story. It's even hardcover, so this picture book is good for older elementary school aged readers, ones who have longer attention spans, who are more available for those unusual words and the understanding of pollinators and how bats work into that equation. But it's one of a series of books that feature Bart the Bat. And if you are into bats, if you love learning about them in a fun and accessible way, this is a really great place to start. So if you are interested in The Little Red Roar-Rat or any other books about Bart the Bat by H.D. Vesser, I really hope you check out this book at your local bookstore.